Filipino American Cancer Care now brings you On the Air with FACC, tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the Air with FACC, the Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang gabi sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Amerika. Good morning, Philippines. Magandang umaga, Pilipinas. My name is Josie Moralidad Zayman. Kumusta po kayo? And tonight, kasama natin syempre ang co-founder and executive vice president ng Filipino American Cancer Care, Ed Logan. Teka muna, Ed, ha? Habang nagsasalita ka, aayusin ko lang yung gallery. Okay, go ahead, Ed.
Well, again, this is another exciting program tonight. We will hear another cancer journey. Our guest will really inspire our listener. Hopefully, we'll get to know her more, her background. And I'm glad, Rocky, you're joining tonight. So,
yes,
our listener in the Philippines, you will probably see more Rocky in the future. So,
Rocky is one of our board of directors sa Filipino American Cancer Care. Pahinga ngayon si Emerich kasi birthday niya. Happy birthday, Emerich.
Happy birthday.
Rocky, would you like to greet our listeners?
Magandang gabi po. Good morning sa magandang morning Tagalog ko. Magandang umaga po sa Pilipinas and good evening dito sa Amerika.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here and watching the show.
Yeah. Our condolences pala, Rocky, no? Sa pagkamatay ng kapatid mo. How are you doing now? Okay ka na?
Okay naman po. Yeah, just taking it one day at a time. Ganun talaga and we just have to remember the good memories.
Mm-hmm.
And because, our dearly departed wouldn't want us to be upset or be sad for too long to the point that it will affect you. Kasi nga, Ate Josie, you and I had a discussion about this. You're one of the people that I told, when my brother passed away, that when we're upset or sad, it can manifest into physicality, and then that can catalyze our cancer cells to go berserk.
Yeah, it will be activated.
So,
mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, it could activate, our cancer cells. We all have cancer cells.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to talagang willpower lang talaga eh.
Yeah. It's very important to move on and enjoy life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diba?
And just think of the happy memories, the good memories. And I was very close to my kuya. Very close.
We'll talk more about your kuya later, no? Now this time, bago natin ipakilala pala yung ating special guest. Guys, meron tayong event sa June 19 and June 18. June 18 muna sa Philippine Embassy.
Yes. June 18, we're going to have our induction of our officers, our board of directors, advisors. Imagine that we've been existing without formally inducting. So, because of the COVID-19 restriction, we're not allowed, and we're so happy and thankful that the embassy in DC will collaborate as our venue for that induction.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Ed, makikita mo na at makikilala si Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the Zumba contest. What's that?
Yes. No, I said, we've, I feel like, I know Kuya Ed so well, even though we've never met physically, in person, but we've collaborated so much on so many projects, and our organization has done a lot, raised a lot of money for cancer patients.
For over a year.
During the pandemic, during the lockdown, despite all that, I'm very proud that we were able to help a lot of cancer patients.
It is because we are all passionate sa ating ginagawa bilang mga servants, no, sa Filipino American community. So again, we are inviting everyone to join us on June 19 sa Mason District Park Amphitheater. Magkakaroon po kami ng Zumba contest and concert kasama ang Elvis Presley impersonator na si Mr. Lionel Ward. Siguro yung ating special guest. Kung may time siya, pwede siyang pumunta dito sa atin sa Virginia.
Yes. Actually, we have folks coming from North Carolina.
Oh, yes. Si Evelyn Paches. And they're going to join the Zumba contest. O, di ba?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be fun, but at the same time, without the cancer patients who trusted us to tell their story and then, do the fundraising, is without them giving us that opportunity, the platform, FACC will not exist. And of course, the radio show is also a voice for those, impacted with cancer. That's why we tell their stories, because their stories matter.
Okay. Now, let's introduce our special guest tonight. She is also a journalist, katulad ko, currently writing opinion pieces entitled Susan's Notes twice a week at Mindanao Daily News. Veterano na to sa pagiging reporter, pagiging journalist, wrote opinion columns for 5 years at the now-defunct Sunstar, Cagayan de Oro City, and at Mindanao Gold Star Daily from 2006 to 2020. She started her media career in 1992 as a correspondent, then cub reporter for various newspapers in Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines, Misamis Oriental Province in Northern Mindanao, Philippines. Alam niyo ba guys, pag nag-cover kayo ng Mindanao, lalong-lalo na 2 decades ago, talaga namang matindi ang laban doon, di ba? Meron pang Abu Sayyaf yan. Now, she also covered the judiciary, police, and other major news beats to hone her writing skills before venturing into feature writing and then opinion column writing. She also worked in radio and TV by writing news stories and eventually becoming news director and program host for several years. My goodness, pwede natin tong gawing, pwede natin siyang i-hire sa ating organization, di ba? Public or press relation officer.
I know.
Oo. Para naman matulungan kami ni Ed at saka ni Rocky. Alam mo ba, ang dami naming press release. Ngayon, 3 yung aking assignment kay Ed. Okay. And you know what, Ed? She writes a blog called Straight from the Carolinas, which covers the lives of Filipino Americans in the Carolinas and contributed news stories to the Catholic Herald in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now in the millennium, she is still writing and hosts an hour-long broadcast called Barangay Village S for Susan over at a local radio station in Balingasag Town, Misamis Oriental, simulcast at their Facebook page. Ladies and gentlemen, ay, gandahan ko naman. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Susan Naelga Dennis. Isa po siyang breast cancer survivor. Hi, Miss Susan.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me as your guest. Good evening, Pilipinas. Maayong adlaw and good evening dito sa US. O sa lahat na marating ng programa ninyo.
Sa mga Bisayang nakikinig sa atin. Maayong adlaw?
Maayong adlaw. Or sa mga Tagalog, or sa Luzon, or part sa Visayas, or anywhere. Magandang umaga sa lahat.
Ang ganda-ganda ni Miss Susan, Rocky, para kang na-mesmerize, Dalawang journalist ang kaharap ni Rocky?
I-replace ka niya.
Oo nga eh. Kaya talaga, mas mataas ang ano nito sa akin, ang level, ha?
Oo,
Nandito
ano
lang,
yan.
nandyan na siya, oh.
Ano bang topic natin dito? Cancer?
Teka lang mo.
Makilala po kayo ng mga listener because we don't want people like just to know them because of cancer, right? So that's why we're gonna ask, starting ko ako na magka-question doon.
Sige na. Baka,
Okay.
Ed, mag-ingat kayo. Kasi baka kayo ang tanungin niya.
Tanungin o kaya
No.
Baka makalimutan niya na makalimutan niya na hindi siya ang host.
It happens sometimes, but more often than not, I know my place. Okay, go ahead.
Ma'am, ano po ang inyong in terms of yung sa family kasi gusto namin ilan po kayo sa pamilya nyo, how big is your family and your parents, where they're from. So and then maybe the second question will be how did you arrive sa Philippines to America para at least context ng mga listeners.
Okay. So I came from Taguluan, Misamis Oriental. The capital city is Cagayan de Oro. Cagayan de Oro is now the regional or the hub for business development in Mindanao. And it was already mentioned earlier by Josie, my work. But then I came from a big family in Taguluan town. Then in 2010,
Ate Susan, when you speak about big family, gaano kalaki? How big is your family? Ilan?
All right. So paternal and maternal. So it's just like my program. Barangay. It's already barangay. It's a village. So where everyone is your pamangkin, where yung makita mo ay pinsan mo or just a relative.
Tiyahin, yeah.
So, alam na ninyo, ang sa Pilipinas. So, I love my town, born and raised from Taguluan, Misamis Oriental. So, that is why, despite that I am here already in the Carolinas, I want to be abreast of what is happening in the Philippines and can contribute, creating awareness for whatever advocacies I have, or participating in governance and insight participation on the part of the community.
I think that's a great thing that you're doing that. Because, the Philippines is known for, it's sort of like a cruel joke that they say that, the Philippines exports a lot of people. So a lot of talented, educated people leave the country. So there's a brain drain in the Philippines. So it's good that, even though you're here in the United States, that you're still actively, want to become part of, that you're still part of the, in the discussion in community development in your region, especially in Mindanao, where development is, was much needed in Cagayan de Oro, and now it's definitely developing. I've read several stories about Cagayan de Oro.
Oh, thank you. I hope it's good stories.
Yes. Because I have an uncle who actually lives there.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's in construction.
Oh.
And so I see all his posts on Facebook.
World.
There's always construction going on. So I'm like, wow, Cagayan de Oro is really developing. So that's great that you're contributing to, in your way, even though it's remotely, you're still part of the community development of your hometown. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, sharing the best practices, especially this time of pandemic, or what we are experiencing, what we are doing here in the U.S. and then to the Philippines, in particular to my city and that region that, itong ginagawa nila that they are very strict, in the social and physical distancing, or they're easing down the restrictions so that also the government officials would know that, they're doing this now. So things like that.
Mhm. Ate Susan,
Right.
ang interest mo sa pagiging journalist, how did it start?
Well, it started in early 90s. I was not able to finish the examination for the bar because yung RMN,
Sa RMN ka rin.
De Oro,
Oo, pareho pala tayo.
tinawag nila ako na accepted no for the job as a reporter. So hindi ko natapos. Then it started as I was working at the judiciary, and then I want something in me is no, I want to join the media. I want to I want to I don't know what prompted me. Maybe some influences in my life.
Mhm.
So I changed the occupation. So that started with the RMN DCC, 4 years, and then I ventured to writing, correspondent with the local newspapers. But then already, in the past, pwede kang announcer, pwede ka ring reporter sa newspaper to augment your income. So, because yung sa radio, alam mo na,
Then,
kung sa
guys in the
newspaper,
Philippines,
ang bayad sa atin.
Yeah.
So if yung news mo nakuha mo, and then it's really, oh wow, this is something very relevant. So itira mo doon sa radio, and then ipadala mo rin doon sa
Yeah.
newspaper. Yun ang
At saka, di ba Ate Susan, sa atin, ang popular talaga na form of media radyo. Kasi nga, hindi lahat ng mga Filipino can afford na makabili ng television at saka ng newspaper. Kaya naman, ito yung talagang very popular sa population ng Filipino. Ngayon naman, digital media.
Oo, tama yan. Noon, who would ever think no, na ito ang mangyayari ngayon no, sa platforms sa media na katulad nito yung ginagawa natin. Noon, radio lang, di ba? So, and then the newspapering is the dying industry. Then, ito na lang. Ito dito ang ginagawa mo. Ginagawa ninyo. Di ba
Ginagawa natin.
So ma'am, ano po ang ito kasi mahilig po ako sa pagkain.
Wag naman ma'am, kasi hindi kita estudyante.
Hindi so yan sa Amerika ang ma'am.
Yung mga estudyante ko, noon sa mass communication. Ngayon, now, hindi na. Tapos ang grado, so hindi na ma'am. Ate Susan na lang, okay?
Ate Susan, kasi mahilig po kaming kumain nila Diyos.
Yan.
Ang gusto ko po ay makilala ang Cagayan. Ano po ang masarap na pagkain sa Cagayan? Tsaka ano po ang inyong paboritong pagkain?
Biko! Lumpia! And then from Camigan. Have you been to Camigan Island?
Uy, magandang island yan.
I've seen pictures of Camigan.
Yes, sa Camigan.
Beautiful island.
Marami sila mga pagkain doon. So, yung namang mga provinces na malapit, mayroon siya dito na Biko malagkit, dito Biko na iba. Biko, bibingka. We have the best bibingka in Cagayan de Oro and in Misamis Oriental. You know bibingka? It's a rice cake. Pero mas marami yung niyog niya, yung coconut milk. Oh, yan, masarap. Mga pastillas, marami kami dyan. At saka yung prutas namin, you're very particular. Del Monte, pineapple.
That's cool.
Wow. So, Ate Susan, kailan ka nag-migrate dito sa Amerika?
Oh, yung question ni Ed kanina, hindi ko pa pala.
Oh, sige.
2009. It was in 2009 at the height of the libel cases. So,
may libel cases ka sa Pilipinas?
Wala na. Maybe there was, it's time to move on. So I got me an American husband who petitioned me as a fiancé visa. And then the TV and the radio station that I manage, owned by Cagayan de Oro College, was closed at the time. So I was thinking it's time to move on. So that's why I took the chance. I fell in love. So that's why I'm here.
That is inspiring.
Rocky, next question from your end.
Yeah, sure. I have a question actually, because I admire the work that you do. I'm also I'm very much into economic development, especially for my home province in Mindoro, and I'm very passionate about that. And with your job as as a media personality in the Philippines, and it's such a stressful job, and it can also be quite dangerous, especially if
Yes.
you're in the provinces.
And Rocky, ito ha,
True.
ano lang ako, excuse me ha. If you want to be rich, sabi ko nga sa iba, don't be a journalist. Ano, Miss Susan?
Yes. Walang naging mayaman dito. Mga kaso lang at saka ang mga threat, anong hulga, no? Yan ang nakukuha natin. So, have you experienced yung magka-cover ka na ang kasama mo, yung mga coffin, dyan ka nakasakay, or kung sa C-130, yun ang mga kasama mo. Or if not, yung nag-cover na you've got to walk how many kilometers because no available transportation, and you want to get that story. No, not just from other source. I want my source right from the mouth of that person. So we've got to walang masakyan, single motor, whatever, or if not, just walk.
Yeah. So
Iba ang media in the 90s.
Ngayon lahat media, pwede na maging media, kaya may citizens media.
ang tanong ko po, do you think with your passion in media, and it's such a stressful job, lalo na sa atin, especially when you cover mga politika, mga ganyan, it can be very dangerous, right? Do you think po yung job nyo, do you think it caused you stress, and that's what induced you to to get cancer? Ano po, do you have moments that you wonder how you got it? I mean, kasi I think a lot of cancer patients, they ask, ano kaya nakuha to? No, some they will ask yung the origins.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever question whether it's because of your profession, and it's because it's so stressful, it's what catalyzed your cancer cells to go berserk?
Maybe not. We don't know. But you're right. There were times in the past, because I was diagnosed with a stage 3B breast cancer in 2017. Na, saan ko ba ito nakuha? Di ba? Saan ba nakuha? Baka sa stress. Because on my case, in 2008, sa Pilipinas pa, sa Cagayan de Oro, so I had a lumpectomy. It was benign. It was benign. So I was okay. Oh, it's benign. That started my advocacy. That started my talking about the importance of early detection, of telling these listeners, now is the time for you to knock on the doors of the congressmen, governors, mayors, your barangay captain, so that you can have a free mammogram. Or if not, visit the oncology department of the Northern Mindanao Medical Center, the regional hospital. Go there and ask for a free mammogram. But in my case, it was benign. So it took the breast cancer, 2009, 10, 11, 2011, 10 years to develop into a full cancer. Okay. So in answer sa question, baka yung stress ay naka-add yun siya, or kanina somebody said, I don't know, was it Rocky or si Ed, sabi na yung cancer cell naman nandyan yan sa atin. Nandyan lahat na tao, mayroong cancer cells. It's just a matter of na-trigger.
Anong nag-trigger?
That cancer cell.
Yeah. And ako naman, yung aking point of view when it comes to stress, kasi lahat naman tayo may mga stress level, di ba?
Right.
Paano mo masasabing stress ka nga ng sobra, di ba? Na overstress ka kung nag-i-enjoy ka sa ginagawa mo. Like for example, if you are very passionate sa journalism, di ba? Ate Susan, di ba? You enjoy it. So, how can you say that you're stressed when you love what you're doing?
Yeah, that's a good point, no? So
Hard to
the excitement, no, the excitement to be the first, no, to get the news, no, to interview this person or go to the site of the pag may sunog or may patayan, di ba? May aksidente or whatever, di ba? The excitement of being there. But at the same time, yung physical siguro yung I'm tired. Sometimes I'm that tired, no? So I really don't know. Maybe there are confluence of factors why a person can have cancer. Family history, the stressor, the stress of family. So that is why the necessity of balancing all this in our life.
I want to make a comment. Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Gusto ko lang tanong po, ate, yung mga symptoms. Kasi nga, very focused ka. Siguro yun relate. So what are the sign nung nag-fully cancer? So ano mga signs po?
So in 2017, I was then working. I was connected with one of the school systems in the Carolinas as a teacher assistant. So I worked 5 days a week. Okay, then there was only 1 year in 2016 na hindi ako nakapag-mammogram because I was tired already because every year I have that mammogram. I just need one mammogram. One mammogram only. And then my husband and I, we visited my daughter in United Kingdom. So at that time, parang feverish ako, parang mainit yung katawan ko. So that was, my diagnosis was September 14. So August, so nandun kami sa England. So 20 days doon. Yung pang mainit and I was so tired, always tired. So when I reported back to work, I applied for leaves for physical check-up. And then paragi bang, ano ba, Josie, ang Bisaya or Tagalog ng kabuhi?
Yung pakay.
Acid reflux.
Ano ba yun? Parang ano yan eh. Sa tiyan yan eh. Sa sikmura mo.
Sa sikmura.
Asin o sikmura mo.
Dito.
Kasi sa akin, nung napansin ng asawa ko, burp ako ng burp. Sabi ko,
are you also a cancer survivor?
Oo, ate.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Mas matindi ang experience niyan kaysa sa atin.
Ano bang cancer niya?
Ayan na. Tatanungin ko na eh.
No. If you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer.
Leukemia po.
Nandyan yan sa website namin sa Filipino American Cancer Care. Makikita mo yung story.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yung po, acid reflux ang inyong...
So going back yung sa... so we have one thing in common. Yung bang palagi akong... parang I always nauseated. So, yun lang. Tapos yung mainit. Yung mainit. And then tapos, yun na, mammogram, and then ultrasound, and then lahat yung ginagawa doon sa mga clinical trials o ginawa ng mga doctors dito. So, that was a date that will never be forgotten. September 14 of 2017.
Oh my gosh, pareho pala tayong dalawa. Ako naman, September 13, 2018.
Oh!
My goodness.
I don't mean to like you.
So you're my junior.
Pareho.
Rocky, you can go ahead, ask.
Okay, go ahead, Rock.
I wanted to make a comment. I think that kasi kayo po, you have such a lively personality. And in the recovery process, you really need to will yourself that you want to get better.
Fight.
And I think, yeah, exactly. You have to have that, mentality that you want to live, you want to fight. And I think, that helped you recover. And now you can say, you're a breast cancer survivor. I had a friend, I had a coworker, very young. He had pancreatic cancer. And we all know pancreatic cancer is
mabilis.
Mabilis talaga.
Very
they give you
ruthless.
Yeah. Yung sa kanya, when he found out, binigyan na lang siya ng 4 months. No? But, he really wills himself that he wants to live, kasi may mga anak siya. And he lived for another couple of years. No? So it's ano talaga yung ano mo your mindset. It's
power there.
Yeah, it manifests into the physicality. So I think that contributed to you, and I think also for you, Kuya Ed and Ate Josie. You guys became cancer survivors kasi you guys don't want to give up, and I think that's an important message that we need to point out to the viewers. Na kailangan talaga, you have to will yourself that you want to fight.
And can you imagine? I just want Ed i-share. So 2017 chemo first yung ang chemotherapy kasi malaki na, so parang shrink nila bago ang surgery. So that was 2017. I started October and then ended the chemo February of 2018, and then 1 month nag-rest surgery. After the surgery is there are 33 sessions radiation. Diba? And then but then
Nag-mastectomy ka ba, Ate
just this
Susan?
January nag-recent the same area naglampectomy uli ako, no? So,
Ate Susan, I'm just curious, no? Kasi ako, katulad mo rin, di ba? Bakit hindi ka nagpa-mastectomy? Kasi sabi nga ng aking surgeon, na breast surgeon, no? I have that, maliit pa lang siya, ang cancer ko. And everybody suggesting na gusto nila lumpectomy. Kasi alam nyo guys, yung lumpectomy, kukunin lang yung lump kung saan nandoon yung bukol. Pero pag mastectomy, itong breast, kukunin lahat yan. So why did you not decide na para lang magkaroon ka ng peace of mind, bakit hindi ka nagpa-mastectomy?
So it was a decision made by my husband, myself, and with the doctors, and then the surgeon and the oncology. There were factors that were considered, my other medical issues and age. So yan ang mga gi-consider.
Good.
So as I said, so this is this January of 2021, January 18. So the same area, and right now I am taking the chemo oral pill.
Me too. I'm doing chemo pill po. Pareho tayo.
Pareho tayong tingnan mo naman tayo, ang lulusog nating tatlo. Di ba? Ang cute natin. O di ba? Rocky, kita mo kami?
Yeah.
Very healthy.
So ate, para sa mga listener, kasi medyo sila in-educate namin awareness, right? So yung may mga side effects po ba kayong na-experience, and what are those side effects during the treatment? Because we want to make sure if they're starting their cancer journey, to get the signs of that kind of side effects. Because I know people have different reaction.
So mine, of course, nawala yung buhok.
Nakalbo?
I reminisce, I recall that the first na nawala is, pag ganyan ko, buhok. But since I was forewarned and I read also, so hindi na. Physically, the onset of neuropathy, which until now, yeah. So ito noon, dito lang. Ngayon siya hanggang dito na. Ngayon is ang numbness, no? So, and then, yan siya. So, yan lang. But then, when I talk to myself, go be kind to me because I'm trying to protect. No. Oh, maybe it's my, I want to live, not for me, but for my family. I want to see my grandchildren to graduate. I don't want to leave my husband. Okay, or I still have so many things to do. But if you read my blog, my journey to recovery, I have that. And then In fact, right, I'll show you.
Ate
Are you
Susan,
still-
habang hinahanap mo yan,
I'm
no?
looking for a publisher for, it's already, no, this is really my cancer journey.
Oh, sige,
So-
tutulungan ka namin dyan.
No problem.
Ate Susan, magbe-break muna tayo. We have a
Okay.
special song para sa inyo. Okay?
Thank you.
Teka muna, mahirap
Thank you.
yata yung maging technician ka na.
Question ko muna habang nagaganyan ka para lang
Teka muna.
So
Okay.
ate,
When there seems to be no way, He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to His side. With love and strength for each new day, He will make a way. He will make a way. God will make a way when there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to His side. With love and strength for each new day, He will make a way. He will make a way. By roads way in the wilderness, He'll lead me. And rivers in the desert will I see. Heaven and earth will fade, but His word will still remain. He will do something new today. Oh, God will make a way when there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to His side. With love and strength for each new day, He will make a way. He will make a way. With love and strength for each new day, He will make a way. He will make a
Bumalik na rin tayo. Mahirap to. Miss Susan, di ba? Nung nagre-report tayo. Nandito kami ngayon.
Nandito kami ngayon.
Walang Zoom, walang Wi-Fi. Papel at ballpen lang.
Maraming ballpen.
Okay.
Recorder.
That's right.
Have you experienced na nag-interview tapos wala palang baterya yung
Ay,
recorder?
nako, ang dami kong experience dyan. Sabi ko sa asawa ni former President Ramos, si Ming Ramos, First Lady, let me ask you something about this. Naku, yun pala, walang baterya.
Walang baterya? Woo! Okay.
Ang galing. Okay, let's go back to Ed. Ed, ano na yung question mo kanina?
yeah, before the commercial break or our intermission, yung ano po mga tools to help you navigate po sa mga side effects. Kasi 'di ba sa atin sa Pilipinas yung mga natural stuff na pwede nating leverage kasi the treatment here in the Western is sometimes always dependent lagi sa drugs, right? So what do you use in order to really manage po ang inyong mga side effects noong cancer journey niyo po?
Well, ito ang ginagawa ko, no? There's medicine that is prescribed for the neuropathy. Then 3 times a day, 350 yata, no? Well, it's okay to name gabapentin.
Oh, meron din ako niyan.
Oh. Pero ang gitake ko lang is once a day. But then, kung ang numbness or hindi ko siya
ganyan din ako ngayon.
then I'll take it twice a day. So yun lang, because I don't want to be dependent too much, no, of the medicine. Then sabi ni Ed, so yun ginagawa ko, ako na magmasay. Ronnie is my husband. He calls it yung voodoo mo, efficacent, yung mga luya na ginagawa ng mga doon sa atin, pinadala dito sa akin. So yun na ang ginagamit ko. Tapos before, which until now, I'm very particular sa kinakain ko. So hindi masyado sa mga matamis. Kasi sabi nila, pag kumakain ka ng matamis, yung daw ang cancer cells daw, mayroon ka dyan, para yata
around the roses sila. Gusto nilang
I do
magpapas.
not know how true, but then I read something, no, the other day na hindi naman daw totoo. I don't know. So it's just a matter of maybe on my part, more on vegetables, konti lang ng meat, paminsan-minsan, maraming ang isda. Yan lang. At saka, yun lang, listening to my classical music. Music, just like what that lady was singing earlier, that one. So, and then, well, I read books and I write. Yun lang ginagawa ko. Hindi ko na pinapansin yung neuropathy because I've got to listen to neuropathy hanggang dito.
That's right.
Yeah, that's really a good advice po. Kasi talagang sometimes being a cancer survivor, there's some elements na beyond our control during survivorship. But what we have to do is train our mind to refocus it. A different activity kaya sa inyo po, di ba sabi niyo magsulat, or the music also help some part of our brain to channel yung pain that diverts. So that's good.
If you cannot control things, you have to change your attitude, right? Okay,
Right.
Rocky, anong question mo kay Ate Susan?
Yeah, apart from yung mga yung diet ninyo, did you drink any special teas like green tea, udon tea?
Yeah.
Mga ganyan. Did your doctor tell you or recommend any?
No.
Specifically?
It's just me from my own reading or a recommendation from some friends, especially survivors also, because we've got this support group. No, I was the president of the FECC, but not your group, Filipino American Community of the Carolinas in 2017. And then when I was diagnosed, I invited oncologists and doctors, sort of a seminar, or just it was just a gathering for women, especially. I think that was women's cancer, Women's Cancer Awareness Month. I think it's in October. Yeah,
Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
So so yun ang ginawa ko. And tapos I meet a lot of survivors here, and then sila yung nagsabi na tea, and then drink a lot of water, and then pH in your water, because the balance of the acidity should be, or that was explained. And yun lang ang ginagawa ko hanggang ngayon. Pero I should include my gardening. I'm doing my own gardening. And I saw the flowers. Your garden, Josie, maganda. Yung flowers mo.
Yan lang ang kayamanan na meron ako. Wala akong pera.
Mayaman ang puso mo.
Ate Susan, may question ako sa iyo. What was it like, nang una mong malaman? Or let's say, meron ka ng idea, di ba, na benign nga siya. Pero anong reaction mo nang una mong malaman na meron ka ng stage 3? You know, I know some people are saying na hindi naman importante kung ano yung stage is. Stage 1, stage 2, it's still the same. Cancer pa rin yan, di ba? So, what was it like for you?
Denial. The first day, it was denial.
Umiyak ka ba?
I go, baka magpunta tayo for second opinion. But then, and then that night, dito talaga siya. No, this is it. So I've got to, it took me only 24 hours. After that, I was already thinking there was already a card that was given as the nurse navigator to call the lady, and then we started the treatment plan. Yun lang, and then I realized how fleeting life, kung baka mamatay ako dito. So, saan ko ba gusto iburol dito sa US? Then I will be alone, or bring my body back to the Philippines. Yun na ang tinitingnan ko. The end. The end na. The end. Yun na. I was preparing already because we never know. Yun. But then later, no. I still have a chance. Baka may mission pa ako.
Yes,
Hindi
you
pa
do.
natapos.
At you know what? Itong gabi na to, ito yung simula ng isa mong misyon.
And what is that?
Sa Filipino American Cancer Care.
Yeah. Well, at the time that you invited me, or I invited you.
Yeah, she
When you said
invited
the
me.
link, no. To be honest, I was so busy at the time. Give me time, no, to read the website, and then maybe I can ask some questions. But then your work, along with Rocky and Ed, on the members of your group, this is something this is laudable, no? It's something that should be supported by the community, because we never know when we need help. Okay, so give me time, no, to read it, and your group is very it's a lively group. If you need a co-anchor, just call me anytime, okay? Because cancer is this is interrelated to other topics, no? Health, and then sometimes politics, because there's politics in cancer.
That's right.
And then the economy, it's intertwined. No, there's so many other topics.
The economics of cancer and the politics
which
of
is
cancer.
Yeah.
Alam mo,
Alam ko lang uli po yung isang question kasi nasabi ni Joseph yung perspective nyo. Ano naman po ba ang naging reaksyon ng inyong husband at ang inyong daughter when they found? Kasi sometimes cancer patient only hear it from their side or their point of view, but we're being interrelated with our support system, our family. So ano po ang naging reaksyon ng inyong asawa at anak?
Ang sa mga anak ko, sila ang last to know. The first person, aside from, of course, it was my husband, because we're in a conference, so he was the one who cried. I did not cry. Then next was my sister na tinawagan ko doon sa New Zealand. And then she was also diagnosed of 2 days from the day I was diagnosed.
What type?
She was also diagnosed of cancer.
What type?
Ovarian cancer. She's doing well. She is doing, ano yung tawag doon sa New Zealand? It starts with barley.
Oh, yung barley, yes. It's very popular. Yeah.
Hindi siya nag-chemo.
barley
Nag-barley after the surgery. So siya ang tinawagan ko. So we cried, of course. So yun sila. Tapos ito lang ma-share ko sa husband ko. Siya ang nag-cry, hindi ako. Ba't nag-cry ang Amerikano? Hindi siya siyang nag-cry. He really cried. And then tapos sabi niya na mayroon naman tayong lahat ready na. Ito sila, ganyan. Akala ko, no. Siya, ikaw ang mag-decide. Either gusto mo dito, no, we'll not talk about that. But then in the event that would happen, you go in first, and then I'll follow you. Sabi ko naman, ikaw una. ako, susunod na lang ako. So, to make it something funny, so he laughed. But anyway, yun ang nangyayari. Siya yung nag-cry.
Hindi ikaw.
Tapos, it took me 3 days.
Bago bumalik sa emotion mo.
Yeah.
Alam niyo, Ed
Why
and
ako?
Rocky.
Ito lang, last na ko, why? Before, no, sa radio, every October, I invited doctors, yung mga oncologists. Doc, anong mga message mo ninyo doon sa mga babae na hindi nagpa-mammogram because there is no opportunity, walang money, tapos yung iba may opportunity na, but then natakot sila. So yun ang ginagawa ko. The joke is on me.
Yes. And you know what, Ate Susan, di ba? As a reporter, alam nyo guys, Rocky and Ed, kaming mga reporters na babae, like for example, no, nandyan kami sa mga shooting incident. Let's say mayroong stabbing incident. Hindi kami niyan takot. Ang takot namin, pagkatapos na ng shooting, pagkatapos na ng barilan.
Correct.
So ganito rin.
Siguro yung stress.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So Rocky, you have more questions? We have 7 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, I have one last question. You mentioned earlier that you were part of a support. You were with a support group. When did you decide or realize that you wanted to be part, or you wanted to get in touch with a support group? Was it before or after you were already in chemotherapy?
It was during the period of the chemotherapy. It was also introduced by the nurse navigator. And sumali ako because I want to learn from them. I want to hear from them.
Education talaga. To educate yourself.
Share my experience also. In fact, after my chemo and before the surgery, I went back to that clinic with the oncologist. Anong ginawa nila sa akin noon? Yung may nagbe-visit doon na members ng support group, either survivors or from the church. Nagdi-distribute sila ng mga shawl kasi it was late autumn yung nangyari sa akin, or mga books, or mga nandoon lang sila nagka-cover sa yung blanket kasi dito yung sa chemo. So especially if the family is not around, any member of the family, so ginawa ko din yun. So I think the support group is very important. You've got to all the feelings, i-release mo yan. It's okay to cry. It's okay to share.
Pero ate, sa Filipino culture natin, yung mga Filipino, di ba? Hindi sila masyadong open. Pagkaroon sila ng cancer.
And that's why the FACC, we would like to become a voice and saying, hey, it's okay. Let's cry it out. Don't stigmatize, right? Kung may cancer na kasi sabi, may cancer, ay, siguro salbahe to o ganyan.
Huwag naman.
So this is where we want to help each other. Kaya sabi niyo po yung support system na yan is very important. Kaya nilaunch namin this weekend yung care package.
Care package.
Yung basket ng cancer care package.
Okay. Nandiyan ba yan sa website?
Ayan na, mag-check na siya. Mamaya, ayan na, sinusulat niya na. Gagawa na siya niya. Ate, last question from my end.
Okay.
What has cancer taught you?
That life is short. That embrace every moment, every second of your life. And think about your family, your loved ones, your friends. It taught me a lot of lessons. But foremost, that life is short.
How about your relationship with other people?
Yan. In my mind, for those, I reach out. Maybe in the past, I did something that in my program, Sir, yes, Susan. Oh, no, it's okay. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Yeah, walang
It
personal.
made you a humble person. Yeah.
I reached out.
Ed.
No, that's good. I really enjoyed getting to know you po sa ating show ngayon. I'm sure our listener really get that inspiration as well to really just yung authenticity na to share your journey sa kanila po. So.
Oh, thank you so much. No,
Yeah.
thank you so much. No, Josie, maganda yung mga bulaklak mo. Nakita mo. No, Josie, thank you very much. And kang Ed.
Teka muna, sinabi mo yung bulaklak. Kung may isang bulaklak, okay? May isang bulaklak na magsisimbolo ng pagkatao mo at ang laban mo sa cancer. Ano to?
I choose
Tampagita, lavender, or what kind of flower that's you think that will represent you po? Sunflower.
Let's talk about that. The wildflower. The
Wildflower talaga. Ano, Rocky? Alam mo ba yon?
Kita mo na, it's so beautiful. No, unattended. Nandyan na sila. No, perennial. Walang then, oh, wow! Look at my backyard. Saan ba ito galing?
Parang, parang magic.
Parang magic sila. No any growth in my plant na nakikita ko, I'm inspired.
That's right.
At saka yung smell ng, isa lang, I know, time na, yung smell ng pagkaon mo ng, yung bang sa earth?
Ay, yung soil.
And you po, totoo po yan. Some cancer survivor reactivated more that senses. Kaya ako sabi kay Josie, do my cancer journey, the pictures, when I captured the nature, it really reflects that I enjoyed seeing.
Ako naman, bulaklak talaga at paru-paro, yung butterfly. I can spend my whole day na ito lang ang mga kasama ko. Wala kaming gagawin. I'm sure si Rocky, he can spend his whole day naman manood lang ng Korean drama.
All right. I'm ready. No? Oo, nakalinya na dito, Rocky. Ed, nandyan ka ba sa Facebook?
Ayan na. I-add kayo ni Ate Susan, ha?
Sige, Sir Rocky. I'm interested. Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ate Susan.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. And I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you, Ed.
Yes.
And thank you so much sa ating mga followers, listeners, sa mga supporters and donors ng Filipino American Cancer Care. Thank you po sa pagsubaybay ninyo dito sa aming programang On the Air with FACC. Bye, Rocky. Bye,
Filipino
Ed.
American Cancer Care has just brought you On the Air with FACC. Tributes and support to those impacted by cancer. On the Air with FACC, the Filipino American Cancer Care on PHLV Radio.